Let's say China. China.
China.
China. China. China.
China.
China. China. China. China.
So what better way to kick off the channel than to look at the Chinese ban of the ICOs, which has ripped through the market and caused a major price drop in both Ethereum and Bitcoin. On September 4th, the People's Bank of China issued a statement labelling token sales as illegal and disruptive to economic and financial stability. That kicked off a sharp decline in the cryptocurrency markets and overall saw almost 35 billion wiped off the total capitalization in just 4 days. CoinDesk says that the ban is understandable and reasonable, but also probably temporary. Take trillions of dollars worth of opaque financial products with little regulation, add a get-rich-quick mentality, and you have a simmering cauldron of trouble that could overflow at any time. Given the importance the party places on social stability, especially in the run-up to the 19th National Congress, it becomes increasingly obvious that the regulators were going to step in. Another report claims that the amount raised in July and August alone reached over $750 million. The Chinese central bank is not averse to blockchain development. It recently announced an active push on blockchain research, even sending a delegation to the US to find out more. And late last year, it revealed that it had been testing a blockchain-based digital currency. So maybe we're going to see an official state blockchain. CoinDesk think that the most likely scenario is that the prohibition is akin to hitting the pause button. This should give the market time to settle down and the regulators a window in which to get consumer protections in place. I don't personally agree with that, but now let's look at some of the rest of the coverage. Over on fortune.com, this is not unlike the dot-com bubble of 2000, said a partner at a venture capital fund in Shanghai, who didn't want to be named because of the issue's sensitivity. There are a lot of companies raising a lot of money for not very good ideas, and these will eventually be weeded out. But even from the big dot-com bust, you still have gems. One of the reasons regulators stepped in was that the ICO fever extended beyond the traditional crypto community. The timing was an attempt to preempt this before it goes on to a much broader mass market in China, the partner said. Investors in China contributed up to $394 million worth of cryptocurrencies through ICOs in January to June, according to a state-run media report citing National Committee of Experts on Internet Financial Security Technology data, which is a new organisation to me. If anyone in Ireland is thinking of setting up a National Committee of Experts on Internet Financial Security Technology, make sure to get in touch with me. That sounds like a fun job. The hype and subsequent crackdown came as China focuses on economic and social stability ahead of next month's Congress of the Communist Party, a once-in-5 years event. Perhaps the Chinese currency is not faring so well against the slower-to-inflate cryptocurrencies. As far as I know, governments like to print money in order to generate a wealth effect and gain political support. And the cryptocurrencies may be sapping the effectiveness of that ploy. I wouldn't be surprised if the same type of regulation came into play in the EU and in the US market to prop up the official currencies. At the end of the day, if an investor can see far better performance in a cryptocurrency, they're going to do their best to get out of their national currency into the cryptocurrency and reap those benefits. This is not financial advice. I don't have the necessary paperwork that enables me to give financial advice, so I'm just talking off the top of my head here, but I do believe that that may be something to do with it. Personally, I've believed that this type of regulation is quite scandalous. For example, if you can imagine Apple managing to regulate Dell or other computer manufacturers out of the market and declare them illegal, I don't think many people would support that. But when a nation state regulates on behalf of its currency, it can say it's for the good of the people, and somehow that sells when it wouldn't sell if Apple were banning Dell from building computers and not letting anyone buy any non-Apple computers. I have quite a free market bent, and I'm sure that's going to get me a lot of hate in the comments, but why not tell the truth, you know? This is YouTube after all. So Vitalik's been chiming in on the ICOs. He said that it would be a mistake to underestimate the value of ICOs or to say that they're a bad thing. ICOs are interesting because they enable monetization for open source projects. What we are seeing lately is that people are taking this idea too far, and there are projects that issue a coin not because it makes sense to issue a coin, but because they have a product they can sell and raise money. Without a coin, there's no business model. This creates the imbalance of incentives in the community at the moment. He continued, I indeed think that we are in a bubble because all the cryptocurrencies are rising and people have a feeling that they will always continue to rise. A lot of the projects are raising much more money than they would be able to in the normal VC market. And sometimes there is no match between the necessity and usefulness of a project and its ability to raise money. Additionally, this market is still young and people still don't know how to differentiate between projects that will exist in the long term and those that won't. He continues, it is not clear how things will look in a year or two. In the end, the market will need to cool down. A lot of the projects will fail and people will lose money. What I think is going on is investors are trying to buy the entire market like an index fund, and they're not doing their due diligence on each individual token. They're just buying every single new token that comes out with the hope of... But if you look at useless Ethereum token and you look at its website, the tagline is the world's first 100% honest Ethereum ICO. And the subtitle, you're going to give some random person on the internet money and they're going to take it and go buy stuff with it. Probably electronics, to be honest. Maybe even a big screen television. Seriously, don't buy these tokens. Okay, so let's see how the useless Ethereum token did. If you Google for useless Ethereum token coin market cap, you see an absolutely insane graph. Even now in September 2017, useless Ethereum token has a market cap of $46,000. But look at that graph. Immediately after launch, it pulled in $80,000. And a few weeks later, it peaked at a market cap of $240,000 for a useless token with absolutely no product behind it. I think what Vitalik is getting at is that there may be quite a few of these tokens that are never going to go anywhere, and they've been invested in by hopeful amateur investors who are not particularly interested in looking into the individual projects that they are buying into. So there's useless Ethereum token. So you might ask, why would anyone buy useless Ethereum token? And I think perhaps what's happening is these tokens are showing up on exchanges with just a name, and they look just the same as any other token like BTC or ETH. And for a non-English speaker, they might visit the website uselessethereumtoken.com, but if they don't do a translation, they don't know what that means. So they think, okay, I'll just lash some money into this, it might do well. Other tokens are confusing even for English speakers. For example, Bancor, which, as it says on its website, Bancor protocol is a standard for a new generation of cryptocurrencies called smart tokens, which you might think, okay, that sounds like Ethereum, so is it likely to end up worth the same as Ethereum? It's been featured everywhere. What is the Bancor protocol? The Bancor protocol enables built-in price discovery and a liquidity mechanism for tokens on smart contract blockchains. These, quote, smart tokens hold one or more other tokens in reserve and enable any party to instantly purchase or liquidate the smart token in exchange for any of its reserved tokens directly through the smart tokens contract at a continuously calculated price according to a formula which balances buy and sell volumes. Okay, so there's a white paper there. And while I believe that many of you understand exactly what this is about, I believe there are plenty of investors in Bancor that have no idea what it is and have just bought it based on hype. For example, here's a post on Reddit. Where is the bottom? Damn, Bancor keeps tanking. I bought it a few days when it seemed to form a stable support, but then it went another leg down. Where's the bottom for this thing? Lol. Well, looking at the charts doesn't exactly predict the future, and it doesn't really check out as a long-term investment strategy. Once again, there might be plenty of people who've made a lot of money in the comments, but I personally don't think that's the way to pick investments based on how the charts have moved in the last 3 months. Then you have the bulls, the perma bulls, for example, like Skywar7977 here, who says Bancor will go up as soon as the coins created with Bancor ecosystem will be in the exchange market as Bittrex or Poloniex. With these coins the Bancor price will increase. Be calm and wait or go on buying Bancor. So you notice that he doesn't say sell Bancor. He just says hang on to your Bancor. It's going to the moon. If you have any experience on a trading market or on a crypto exchange and you've looked at the troll box, you'll notice that there's nothing but everyone every 4 seconds saying this so-and-so token is going to the moon tomorrow as it's going to appear on another exchange, or this token is about to tank down to zero. If you're not aware, most of these people are trying to either sell you the coins that they don't want or buy the coins off you that they do want. Sometimes it's quite effective in getting you to think that you should be making a move on a particular coin. Trollbox is a bad place to figure out what to invest in, although occasionally it can be a good place to pick up some news. All kinds of Machiavellian strategies are at play in the Trollbox and on Reddit for all of these coins. I believe this type of thing is what's driving up the market caps for these crazy coins such as useless Ethereum token. I should probably keep the video short, so if you enjoyed this and you think I should keep making these videos, please subscribe and let me know in the comments. If I'm doing something really annoying or the sound is bad or anything like that, let me know and I'll do my best to sort it out. If you want to help me get some new gear or encourage me to make more videos more often, you can donate, of course, to my Ethereum address beneath or on Patreon, or my Bitcoin address, which I'll paste underneath as well. And hopefully we'll be over this injury rapidly enough and we'll be on to the next leg of the financial revolution. And if there's anything I can help you with, please get in touch. Happy trading.